And today we're going to talk about the alpha slot, and only the alpha slot of your incarnate system. When you reach 50, all your experience from that point on is going to go towards unlocking the alpha slot. And the way you can see it is if you click on powers and incarnate abilities, um, these are the incarnate slots that you can put powers into. Alpha is the first one. What makes Alpha different is that some of the components you can get by doing task forces, and most of them are built using shards, and some of them you get from doing weeklies. This is different than these five, and I'll go over them in a different video where you get these through threads, and you can also use other ways of building it. So we'll talk about those in another video. Let's focus on Alpha itself because it can get tricky. So if you go to create, first thing you need to do is figure out, well, what alpha do you need? How do you want to boost your character? And the agility one, you can actually click on each one and then read what it needs. Like the agility one will increase your endurance modifications by 45, a recharge rate by 33, and defense buffs by 20. If you're, say, a tanker that relies on defense, um, you might want to go this route. Like this would maybe a nice thing for a stone tanker where they use the defense buffs and they need to reduce their endurance because of all the toggles, and the recharge rate goes down when you go into granite form. So this might be a perfect one, but you can keep looking. Um, each one of these is slightly different. So here it's going to focus on 45% endurance modification, but the one on the right is going to be 33% across multiple of them, and it'll also include move speed if that's what you need. The cardiac is reduction of endurance costs. It increases range and damage resistance. You might have a hero which uses a little too much endurance and you want to reduce the costs across the board. This is the one. This will reduce the overall endurance by a little less, by 33%, but it'll also introduce other things like fear, sleep, and absorbs by 33%. It might fit your hero type. You know, like if you have a controller that uses fear and sleep a lot, this is great because you get 33% more of it. Um, Intuition, it's this one's mostly for controllers. It's hold duration, defense debuff, and range. And if you get the one on the right, it adds like two hit debuffs and defense debuffs. Again, you have to fit it to the hero. And same thing, like musculature is very good for damage doers because it boosts your damage by 45%, and it does have immobilized duration and defense debuffs, which are nice, but I think most like blasters would take it for the 45% boost. Matter of fact, some scrappers take this one too. It's a nice boost in damage. And this one gives you more even buffs, and it also includes like endurance modification and run speed. So this one tends to focus on one and boosts it all the way, and this one kind of spreads it out and gives you a little more. That, that's the same thing you'll see across all of them. Like nerve is an accuracy one. If you're a controller or a blaster and you're fighting higher level content, you might want the extra boost in accuracy so you can get through the defenses and lock somebody down or do damage. Yeah, resilient is purely damage resistance, and this is, I find, really useful for any character that will do any kind of tank, like maybe a brute or a tanker that relies heavily on defense and probably has defense pretty high, but wants a little extra resistance. So when you do actually get hit, you take less damage. So this is a really good one for tanks. Spiritual is a recharge rate, and this is for heroes which use powers with long cooldowns. Controllers are the ones that tend to lean towards this because some of the control powers can take sometimes 30 seconds, sometimes a minute, sometimes longer to recharge, and this will really drop that recharge rate. Um, and this one will pretty much do some similar, but it spreads it across, and it also gives you like movement jump effects and two hit buffs, stun duration, slow movement, and healing. The reason I have it on this side is because this is an electric based uh, character, and a lot of the powers are reliant on recharge rate, but they also there's a lot of healing involved. So having a boost to recharge rate and healing for this particular character helps. And this is Vigor, which is purely healing. You put this on defenders or controllers that rely heavily on healing. Um, 45% is a pretty big boost. It gives you also accuracy and endurance reduction. This is really nice for like a dark defender, which relies on actually hitting things to heal, and getting that extra boost and reduction is nice. If you're more of a controller type, like one that relies on the same things but also is a controller, you might want to confuse sleep and fear duration. So these are the powers. You pick one that complements your hero the most and gives you the best boost. Also, be careful when picking these and you have something maxed out. So if you take Resilient, which adds resistance, and you have a Fire Tanker, which already probably has a lot of stuff maxed out on the resistance side, you may not want to go down this path. You might want to go with the defense one. Like, you already have maxed out resistance. You're not going to get anything more, really. But the defense one would really help, I believe. Be this one, I think. No. Anyways, it's one of these. Car Cardiac, no. Anyways, it's one of these which has defense buffs. So to create alpha powers, you try figure out which one you want first, then you look at what you need to do. So let's see. I think I picked spiritual. So in order to get this, you would build the first one, then a level 2, then level 3, and then to get to level 4, you got to build 3 more of these, and then they combine to make the fourth one. So in this case, I have this one. So I would probably need to find another path to create another level 3 so I can go down here and figure out. For this particular character, I would probably need healing and recharge rate and slow movement and jump effects. That don't really do much, or stun. 2-hit buffs would be useful because have 2-hit buff on this one. So this is probably the path I'd want to go. And the recharge rate on this particular hero is pretty good, so I really don't need that extra one and then sacrifice the other bonuses here, like the 2-hit buff. But either one of these would work. So to create it, you first take a look. You'll notice that you can create these using the shard-based components, and also you can build them using thread-based components. I don't use threads for alpha slot because once you're done building the alpha slots, the shards then are kind of useless. There's not much else you can do with them. And you gain shards by just simply playing, and you get them leveling, doing stuff. You just get them over time. And you also get some of these from doing task forces, some of the high level ones. So if you go to convert to find out how you can make it, see here, let's say I need Garai Matter, Ancient Nictus Fragment, and Essence of Incarnate. Okay, so we go here, open the shard, look in the common. Here's the Ancient Nictus Fragment, costs 4, and Essence of Incarnate is here, and Garai Matter is here. So I can build all 3 of these using shards. I don't have enough to build 3 yet, but I can build them here. One thing to note is Garai Matter is kind of special because you can get them from doing Rikti work. So if you go to the Rikti War Zone and you join the Vanguard, you start getting Vanguard merits. And one of the items you can buy from the Vanguard merits is this Garai Matter conversion. It's the only one that you can buy from that. So I usually buy that one using the merits I get from doing Rikti stuff, especially if there's like a mothership invasion raid. You get about maybe 1,000 merits, which is enough to buy 2 or 3 of these. So you get plenty from just that. Other ones like this one you can either build or you can do uh, Imperious Task Force in Samoroa, and one of the reward options would be to get one of these shards. So if you want them much quicker than just leveling, you can start doing those missions. And I think this one is from one of the I don't know if it's St. Augustine or one of the missions, one of the task forces that involves Rularu. up in the outlands. I think one of these is from Miss Liberty Task Force. I forget where you get them. A lot of times, what I do is as I play, I'll have enough, so I'll just create them. The common and the uncommon you should do with shards. These are the only two you should do with shards. And you build this one by actually building one of the common ones and then building one of the lesser common ones. So essentially, in order to build this, you need 8 incarnate shards and one of the common ones. So these two you'll build with shards. The rare one is called Notice of the Well. You actually get them from doing a weekly. And in order to look at the weekly, you look at one of the this LFG window here, and you scroll down and look for the ones that are purple. Like this week, it's Cavern of Transcendence, which is a low-level trial in Hollows. Takes about maybe 10 minutes to do. It's really quick. Or you can do weekly task forces, and this week it's right here. Return of the Reichman and spoke, thus spoke Reichman. I think this is a Nietzsche reference. So this one is a hero side, and this is a villain side. But since we can go to either one, you just watch the chat to see if someone's starting a task force or just join one. The weeklies are very popular, so there's a very, very good chance you'll get one, and you'll get one of these every week, which is nice because then what you can do is if you need shards and you have too many of these, you can go to the breakdown part, scroll down to the notice of the well, and like I have four. I probably don't need four, so I can. It says if you break it down, you get 4 to 6 shards. So I'll create a shard. I'll break one down. Now, if I look here, I have enough to create all three, so I can actually create this power now. That's Garai Matter, Ancient Nictus Fragment, and Essence of the Incarnate. What I should also do is check the salvage under Special and to see if I have any Vanguard. I only have 6, so it's going to take too long to farm that, or I'd have to be on the lookout for the mothership raid. So I'm just going to create them to save time. Okay, so we needed Garai Matter, Ancient Nictus Fragment. I could also do the Imperious Task Force to get it, but I'm choosing to just create it. And Essence of the Incarnate. That's right here. And now we have all three, and I can just create it. And there it is. And now to get to the next one, you'll notice that you need the previous one plus, this is a common, this is a common, and the third one is usually the uncommon. So this one's going to take a bit more shards to make. So we'll just go down whichever path I happen to have. And ultimately, like if I want to build, say this one, you'll see that it requires one of the previous ones from the level. So I have this one already created, and you'll just scroll down to the one that has 2 of these in blue, means you have 2 of these in level 3s, and then you just add these extra components. The only thing for the fourth one is you have to craft Favor of the Well, which is a very rare. It just requires incarnate shards and Notice of the Well. And because you can get these from weeklies and you just do weeklies, you'll collect these. So by the time you're ready to do them, like I only need 2. So I could probably just break another one down and get more shards. But ultimately, you'll just build this one and you create your top level alpha power and you slot it in and you're good to go. And that's pretty much it. It's mostly straightforward.